Welcome back to Geek Therapy Radio. We're going to talk about jetpacks. I promised you we're going to talk about jetpacks. What is geekier than a jetpack? I am Johnny Hemberger, your mental curator. So let's just dive right into it. Actually, I lied. Subscribe to the Geek Therapy Radio podcast. Subscribe to Geek Therapy Radio on YouTube. Jetpacks. A group. Oh, I forgot the name of the group. I want to get this right. Testing has begun. Actually, testing is complete by a group named Jetpack Aviation. Jetpack Aviation is preparing to begin the world's first Jetpack Racing League, racing tournament. That's right. Let me rephrase that. Let me be more concise with it. Jetpack racing is going to become a thing. Remember when drones were, I don't want to say first starting out. Drones have been around for a while, but like consumer drones. When consumer drones were getting big, getting popular, racing was not far behind. Drone racing was not far behind, and drone racing has been taking off, wink, wink, like wildfire. Take off like wildfire? That doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. It got very popular very fast and continues to rise in popularity. There's an old saying that the first motorcycle race happened the same day the second motorcycle was invented. As soon as there were two motorcycles, we were racing. So the same kind of thing is happening with jetpacks. Jetpacks are getting to the point now where they're pretty well, they're still very much prototypes. Let's just be real here. We haven't nailed down jetpacks. Remember the Rocketeer? Jets aren't rockets, but anyways, we've been working on jetpacks for a while, and only now are they becoming controllable enough. That's a good way to say it. Controllable enough to consider racing with them. So Jetpack Aviation has completed their trials, and they plan to bring jetpack racing to the world here in 2019. We'll see how that pans out. We'll see how that actually works out for them. But the plan is Jetpack Aviation, first jetpack races in 2019. They have demonstrated, there's a video on YouTube, maybe I'll link it below in the description of the podcast. Even more reason you should be subscribing to the podcast if you're just listening to this on KPRC 950 AM. In 48 hours, by the time you're listening to it, 48 hours, it's gonna be 2019. So 2019, podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on iHeartRadio. So I'll link the video. You can see it there in the podcast description. The technology of these jetpacks is such that two skilled pilots are shown in the video booping each other, B-O-O-P. They get real close to each other very delicately, and they kind of fist bump or touch fingers or something like that to demonstrate how controlled they are. And one of the reasons they had to demonstrate how skilled they are at controlling these jetpacks is, of course, legislation. Scrooges are going to get in here and say, you can't race jetpacks, that's too dangerous. Let's do a little sidetrack on that. Yes, racing jetpacks is going to be dangerous. I don't understand why there would be legislation against it. Here's the reason why. It's not like the racers aren't signing waivers. It's not like the racers don't know that it's dangerous. Like they're going to sue somebody for getting into an accident racing jetpacks if they die racing in a jetpack race. It's racing jetpacks. You know it's dangerous. Legislators don't need to get involved here. Everybody racing jetpacks is a willing participant and knows the danger. Why would a nanny state need to get involved there? We know it's dangerous. We know. Side note, I think that if the motorcycle were invented today, there's no way it'd be street legal. No way. The nanny state has gotten so nanny, and I'm not saying that I can't understand the reasoning behind it. Motorcycles are extremely dangerous. Every single person listening to this right now knows somebody or knows of somebody who has died on a motorcycle. God knows I do. And I like to ride motorcycles. I don't have one currently, but I like to joyride around the neighborhood just a little bit, just cruise. I just like to cruise 30 miles an hour, wind in my hair. That's all I need. Anyways, so motorcycles wouldn't be street legal if they just came out this year. There's no way. So I understand why the temptation for legislators to restrict something like jetpack racing, but we're not talking about jetpacks for public use. We're talking about it very isolated. Like I said, every participant knows they could die doing it. And if you have willing participants, why do you need the law involved? Why do you need the government involved in that? Part 2 of this jetpack racing segment, is the practical side effects of jetpack racing. Like any racing, let's say NASCAR for cars, for motorcycles, but let's use NASCAR cars. I mean, motorcycle racing isn't called NASCAR. Yes, I know that. But racing in general, let's use vehicle racing in general. Racing in competition is what spurs technological advancement, and advancement not just with engines and let's say with turbines for jetpacks and things like that, but safety. Advancements in safety are one of the byproducts of the racetrack. When people say, there's no use for NASA, what has space travel ever done for humanity? It's wasteful. We don't need to be wasting billions of dollars to go into space. The amount of knowledge, the practical knowledge that we use every single day here on Earth, the amount of that has come out of discoveries made in space through space travel is mind-boggling. Microwave, Velcro, all sorts of things have come from space travel and what we've learned in the trial and error of space travel. That's what racing is, and that's what racing is going to do for jetpacks. It's going to just further the technology much faster along than if the racing were outlawed. For one thing, the safety. The safety of jetpacks is going to make leaps and bounds of progress through the crucible of racing. That's why it needs to happen. That's why legislators sometimes can't see the forest for the trees, and they want to stifle these things. No. And it's not just going to be making things safer for jetpacks. It's going to be making turbines safer. If you make engines safer and more reliable, that can be used on Air Force One. That can be used on consumer airliners. So the knowledge we're going to gain, again, through the crucible of jetpack racing, that's going to trickle out towards almost all aspects of society, or a lot of useful aspects of society. We don't need to be making laws against or forbidding racing of jetpacks when everybody associated with it is willing. And the benefit it can bring to technology, the benefit it can bring to science and to mankind through it is indescribable right now. We don't know exactly what benefits this can bring to mankind, but we know that it will. We know that making jetpacks safer is going to make the public safer. The technology and the turbines, like I just mentioned, making its way to airliners and all the safety that's going to come from it. We think we're going to get flying cars. I think we're not, because people can't use a turn signal now. They don't know how to use it. They'll just meander across lanes. They don't know. A little lever. What the hell is that? I don't understand a switch. I'm trying not to get too derailed on that, but we're not going to get flying cars because we're not smart enough for every one of us to use turn signals now. We don't know. We aren't capable of it yet. But the other reason is the safety's not there yet. And through events like jetpack racing, we will make flying cars safer. So let's let it happen. Not only is it really geeky, not only will it be fun, super fun to watch jetpack racing, but it's going to benefit science. It's going to benefit the community. It's going to benefit the average consumer. Let's do 30 seconds here, 2 30-second spots. First, for Kung Fu Saloon, 5317 Washington Avenue, Kung Fu Saloon, where you can get the best drinks, the best bar food, and play arcade games. What else do you need in a bar? Great food, great drinks, Arcade games. 5317 Washington Avenue. That's Kung Fu Saloon. Go to kungfusaloon.com for more information. And 30 seconds here on the way out for Audi Central Houston, of course. Audi Central Houston and AudiCentralHouston.com. No matter what Audi you want, whether it burns gas or not, the new e-tron is coming out in 2019. You can order it now. Burns zero gas. Audi Central Houston has you covered, and AudiCentralHouston.com is where you can start your search. Audi Central Houston and AudiCentralHouston.com. Tell them that Geek Therapy Radio sent you.